Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the Cooking Nurse and I'm really excited to be back here. And in today's video we're going to be making some beef pilau. It's also a requested video because I've posted this like several times on my Instagram and got enough requests, enough pressure for me to be here. So what we have here is our long grain basmati rice, some beef cubes. This beef looks like this because it was coated with dark soy sauce, black pepper and salt before it was put in the freezer. And the reason it's cut perfectly is because I cut it when it was still cold. So I have my roughly chopped onions, some garlic, some peeled potatoes because I really love potatoes. And on my spice rack I have some pilau masala, I have cumin, green cardamoms, I have cloves, I have paprika for color and some heat, and then ground black pepper. Then I also have some bay leaves for flavor. I'm going to also be using some tomato paste and then some dark soy sauce for color and some seasoning. That's all pretty much what we have here, and let's go and get into the cooking. I would be using some vegetable cooking oil, little. However, you can use as much as you want. So I'm just putting little and then going in with my garlic and let it bubble away until it's all fragrant and golden brown. Don't let it burn, guys, okay? Once it has turned golden brown and it's so aromatic, then you can go in with your onions. It doesn't really matter how small or how big the chops really are, because no one is going to notice, except that for me, when the onions caramelize, I want to remove and keep some for later on because they are really fragrant. So I've also noticed that I have enough videos of pilau here, but as I grow into this cooking thing, I discover more. I'm sure I'm going to come up with another recipe for pilau, maybe much later in time. But the more I discover, the more I feel like I need to share this with my people. So when you requested, I was tired of referring to my old videos. I created this one because now this one, this is the latest. Okay, anyway, I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please share it with your friends, give me a comment and a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. It really helps me grow and I appreciate that. So I'm gonna put aside some onions, some caramelized onions, because they are fragrant when you put them later on top. And then I'm going to go in with my beef. Don't mind the shape or the color of this beef, because I told you it was frozen, it was marinated with dark soy sauce, black pepper and salt, and I chopped it perfectly because I cut it when it was still cold. So anyway, I put it in the oil. Remember, this is lean meat, it has no fat, so that one is going to come through. So I'm going to season it with some salt, going really light on it. I don't know how good you are at measuring your salt, but if you're not so good as my ancestors, you may need to put it aside so that you know that this is the amount you're putting in, and you keep on regulating it. So once your beef looks like this, it's all flavorful and everything, I'm going to go in with my spices. I didn't use whole spices this time around. I will just be moving around my cooking stick so that the beef absorbs everything, and then I go in with my tomato paste to put everything together. Now this is going to give it some vibrant color. You can use grated tomatoes, but I preferred the tomato paste, and then of course the dark soy sauce. Now this one I also learned it from someone who was on Instagram, and they told me that actually what makes their pilau darker, like people are asking, is the soy sauce. So I added it in and it was a bomb. So my people here, I was sourcing for you knowledge, and here you are. Okay, I think you notice how the onions have disappeared in everything. The aroma is still there, but this thing of cooking pilau and we have the onions on top, I think is going to stop. And then the tea leaves gang. The tea leaves gang. I'm sure or hopeful that you have seen that we can no longer take tea leaves in your pilau. Okay? Yeah, someone is going to argue that I shouldn't be passing my stick like this because the grains are going to break, but actually they do not break. They are still hard. But anyway, mixing everything and then adding in my potatoes, because when they absorb all these flavors, man, the potatoes in that rice can slap. They are so good. Anyways, you remember the rule. It's 2-1, but basmati, I'm going to give you one of my secrets. For basmati, it absorbs all much water you put in. So what I always do is put 2 cups for the 1 cup of rice, and then add in a half more so that the rice can increase square in case I have guests who are unplanned. But then also I have potatoes in here which will need moisture to cook, so I added in 1 more extra cup. Mix together and make sure you deglaze the pan and let everything be on its own now. Let it cook and let the water evaporate away. I'm checking my seasoning, I'm checking my salt. If the salt is not enough like it was, just add in. If it's enough, then you're good. So we're gonna cover this. You can cover it, you can leave it the way it is and, let it simmer on medium heat and you're good. The bay leaves, I add them on top because I want them to stay on top and the flavors will still be absorbed. Once the rice is done, I will just pick them up. So as you can see, my rice is bubbling up, but I don't want the rice to stick down. You can choose not to touch in your rice, but I did not choose that. So I'm going to go with my cooking stick in the sides, just lifting it a little bit so that the water can go down. And it's now reducing, and as usual, the drill, we're going to add in some raisins for a particular member of my family to be able to eat at least 4 spoons without being forced. Yeah, so as you can see right now, I'm just giving it a lift to get all this water down, and then I'm going to cover it and let it cook. Now it's done. I'm actually removing the fire and putting my caramelized onions, and then I'm going to give it a cover and let all these flavors sit and settle in. And yeah, when I go about my business and prepare a salad or something else. But yeah, pretty much this is how you're going to make your beef pilau. I am hopeful that when you make this, you're able to tag me on Instagram and let me see how you're doing. And if you liked it, give me a comment, share with your friends, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll be seeing you soon in my next video. Bye.